Hello everybody, today I'm happy to present you the lesson of a well-known artist, A.Южаков, and you will see the lesson about the ocean and how to draw the ship in the ocean and the hurricane. And my name is Alex Kraski. I'm a well-known artist, Las Vegas artist, and I am really happy to present my best friend lesson today. Let's watch it. So today, my name is A.Южаков, and I wanted to show you today how to draw the ship. And this plot was made up by me, and it's my fantasy. And that's how I imagine the ship, got into some, hurricane, in some disaster. And now I just want to kind of approximately show you the silhouette of the ship, and we will try to do the sketch of it. Now I will draw the line of horizon, and you will see, the way it goes. So later, most of this painting will be gone. I mean, the ship and everything, the sketch that I do now will disappear, because now it will be covered with other colors. Now we're looking for the source of light, and I will kind of try to see how the waves goes, and I'm just trying to do some sketch here. Like I say, soon it will disappear. Now I'm taking the bigger brush. So now it's indigo color, and now you can see that I do dark colors. It's a front plane, front composition that we see. It's the closest to us place. So, and the paint is kind of dry. We put some solvent there, to make it smoother. You see, the brush strokes are kind of harsh, because now we just try to determine the amount of paint and the location of it on the painting. I put some white color, and we just need to make it a little bit lighter. We're not gonna do the speedy video or too fast video. So everything is in real lifetime. Real time, right? Real lifetime. No, real time life. Oh my god, my English is not that good. Slowly we go to the sky. And I added the ultramarine to indigo to do it more, visually striking. We put some pink, just a little bit. But remember, it should be very little amount of adding different colors. Just don't put too much of it. It's a fine canvas, so the surface of it is fine, smooth. You can see the amount of painting now. It's not too much of it, but it's enough. It's enough to do some, some stuff with it. I decided not to show the easel with all these oils. I will just show you the painting itself and how I do it on the painting, because it's not going to be too many colors. It will be indigo, ultramarine, crop like pink, also white, then cadmium red and yellow. So it's not going to be too many colors on this painting, which you will see it will make it easier, much easier to paint this painting. Even though the whole piece will remain only in my memories very soon, because it will be covered with all other colors, the remembering of the piece, the remember of the sketch will help me later, because I will keep it in my mind. I know where the sheep is, I know where the sky is. I was looking for the picture of this ship, but I didn't have the right picture before. Because almost the same, I mean, the piece that looked like it, was an 18 something. It was very, I didn't want to do the exact copy of an art piece I saw before. But let me tell you something, it took me 1 hour and a half to make the whole piece. It's pretty amazing, guys, you know, 1 hour and a half, and he did this masterpiece. That's what's amazing about Alexander Yushakov, and that's what makes him very different from other artists. Now we put some Mars brown, so some brown color, Mars brown. About the brushes, the white of the brush is about 50 millimeters, so it's pretty white, and it's synthetic, but it's not very important really. Now it's the face, like it's just the beginning of the painting, so the quality of the brush, it doesn't really matter, it's not that important. I'm trying to make this piece of sky lighter, because we want to see the source of light, where it's coming from. The strokes, it's like they catching each other, they clench for each other. Yeah, just you do it slowly. Slowly we go from sky to the water, and we do it with very smooth strokes. You see how I do it? So our task now is to spread the paint. First it was pretty harsh, but now I work with empty brush. I don't really take any other paints. I work with a paint which we already have on canvas, and I'm trying just to spread it all over the canvas, all over the painting. But in no case I'm trying to do it very smooth. I add some more white, and it's gonna make it transparent water. As you see, my brush strokes have this character of the sheep already, and that's what makes us see better. We put a little bit red cadmium into the sky and make it warmer. Sorry guys, I'm trying to translate it the way I can. It's kind of difficult, you know, to translate it. because Sasha uses very, specific words for artists, and I don't know all of them in English, but I'm just trying to make it easier for you guys to understand. So now you just do it like smoothly with brush. Okay, do it gradually, right? And you don't want to overlight it. You don't want to put too much white in there because you can destroy the colors. So you do it very carefully and gradually, yeah. So now you can see that I'm taking the other brush, and it's just regular construction brush, They use it when you paint the walls, I think. And you almost don't touch the canvas. Almost without touching the canvas, you are trying to do the smooth strokes. And as you see now, the location of the waves, it helps us to stress the darkness of the ship, and also it helps us to see the direction of light, of the source of the light. Every time he paints, it's just so amazing, so impressive. I never saw anybody does, work like that, like Sasha does. I add some paint to the ship, so you just need to paint a little bit more to darken it, and then you put some color. Now it's brown. Yeah, it's so interesting. In the beginning, it's like, okay, now it's the light behind the ship, and now it's like it makes the weight of the ship better. You can see it's like making heavier. And do it, all this painting, we do it almost at the same time. You go to the sky, and then from the sky to the sea, and then go back. It should be all, going together, because you don't want to leave one piece undone and the other one, done. So you kind of go back and forth from one place to the other, from sky to the sea, from sea to the ship, and you just add some strokes from one place to another. In the process of this, of making this work, I didn't really have any plan. It was just my intuition. So Sasha always does it without a plan, Alexander, always. And sometimes I make the decision, like I'm making right now. I decided to make it darker, just some part of the painting, just to make the clouds heavier. The same as in the water, we just do it lighter here. You see, we put more light. But you don't want to put too much white. We don't want to see pure white there. We just we are shaping the shape of the clouds, that's all. But, as he said, don't put too much white. as you see, the first minutes of painting are very, I would say, rush or harsh. Harsh, yeah. And that's the interesting trick when they take some oil from the sky and they put this oil from the top to the ocean. So it's a very interesting trick that artists do. They just take some art from top and they put it to some other place. And that's how we do the smooth transferring the colors from sky to water. It's almost like they have the same colors. And the main character here, don't forget, it's a ship. And you see how Alexander does it. He just make it very smooth. The shape of the water and the sky. It's almost like there is no line there. It's like they go without even horizon. Okay, we put a little bit more white. And you see the movements that I make? That's how we make waves. That's the technique how we make waves. So we paint basically on the canvas. We don't use easel in this case. I just take this white and I put it into the and now you see the first strokes which are harsh. We push it here. So the next ones are not that harsh. They are smoother. That's how we do it, very smoothly. Oh my God, guys, I hope you understand, my translation. Because, okay, now you kind of do it rounder. That's how you do the shape. Very similar for the real waves. And now that's how we do the transparency of the waves. Now I use the smaller brush. Oh, no. Actually, he got the wider brush, right? And he advises you, I advise you to use the wider brush. Yeah, so it will help us to do the waves with a bigger brush, 50 by 70. And the minimum size for the big brush, it's 50 millimeters wide. So for the waves, he uses these bigger brushes. And again, he does these strokes. So on the right side, we can allow ourselves to make the clouds more visual. But on the left side, you shouldn't really do it, that, how to say, that sharp. You just do it like blurry on the left. But where we see clouds, it should be more sharp, more visually visible. So now I took the smaller brush and I'm trying to shape the tips, the tops of the waves, right? They are lighter, they are more lighter. So that's how we shape the waves. See, oh my God, it's so amazing how Alexander does it. You will see at the end it's going to be just one of the most amazing pieces you've ever seen. So I use the same brush and I do it lighter where it should be more transparent water. So that's where the light goes through the wave, and it should be the lightest. So when you do that, I took the better white color. It's pure white. Okay, I do a little bit red cadmium. I just put a little bit, very little. So don't over white it. That's what Alexander keeps mentioning. Don't do too much white, and try to get some other colors from the painting and mix it with the white you have. These brush strokes, they showed us the direction of the light, and they are the brightest one, the lightest ones on the picture. That's how we see the direction of the light, where it goes. It already looks so real. See, so many people try to do waves, but the way Alex does it, I never saw anything like that. You know, I know in this case I use my fantasy, my imagination, but you can even copy what I did. Or the same as me, you can just use your fantasy. Yeah, you can do the form, and you will not have really striking difference if you use your fantasy. Just, you know, do whatever you feel comfortable. That's the form that we see. Here it should be darker. So it's all the same color. So you should put some darkness where it's very bright, it's where you see the light, and you should put some brightness where it's too dark. So it's one of the conditions. I don't know exactly, you know, Alexander explains it. It's a very difficult, you know. I mean, the technique that he uses is very unique. But yeah, I'm a portrait artist myself, but I never painted the sea. But he does it in a very unique way, I would say. You know, I think it's just you can just watch it, and so I'm still trying to draw the drawings of the water. That's how he said. He's just trying to make the water more transparent. As you can see, he pointed his attention in the middle of the painting. It's like the center of this composition. So it should be more details, especially in this part. You know, that's probably one of the most parts of the painting, the light. So here I should do some even lighter near the front of the ship, because that's where he breaks the waves, where it goes, you know, in his direction. That's where he breaks the waves. That's why it should be lighter, it should be whiter. This guy is something, you know. I know he's got a lot of students. And so basically, I'm taking this paint now without any solvents. That's what helps me to put the oils on canvas, the paints on canvas, easier way, you know. So you don't need to add some solvents or dissolvents into the paint. You just use pure paint here. Yeah, you see, that's the way he does the waves. And that's where the light touches the sea. That's where he tries to show it to us. Of course, with all this detailization, or you know, you don't want to overdo it. But soon we will paint the ship, and some of this form will be gone. But now he said, I'm pretty satisfied with the result. And that's what important, you know, when an artist says that the result is good and he likes it and he's pretty satisfied with what he's done, that's when it's so good. Now I got the smaller brush, very small brush, and almost without any paint, I'm just do some detailing. I paint some details with this thin brush, with this very small brush, tiny brush, I would say. Now, empty brush, it means that there is nothing on it. I'm spreading it around, and I do the transactions, you know, from white to black very smoothly. We put some more white here to make it, you know, again, the light, to make the light more visible, more striking. And that's the form that is in the shadow. It's not that bright, not that light. So I put some pink color there. Oh my God, it looks so real. I don't know how he does it, man. I hope when I will paint something like that, it will even remotely look like that. So it's like you're doing these shaky movements. You see? And that's how it becomes like that. But every artist has his own, you know, way of painting. And if it's going to be not the same way as mine, it doesn't mean it's going to be worse than mine. It just will be a different way. And it will be the way you do it. It's your signature. That's how Alexander calls it. It's going to be your signature. Yeah, but I think better follow him, because his way of painting looks so real. I saw the final pieces of Alex, and unbelievable, you know. Now we do some more light. We just lighten it up a little bit more, which stresses the transparency. But you don't want to do too much. Like I said before, you don't want to do too much white, because you can over lighten it up. You don't want that. Wow, this piece, this wave looks amazing. Look, it's almost like, really, it's like light goes through it. Unbelievable. Slowly go to the ship, and now with, okay, you do it this way with the, I don't know what's the name of it even. It's like a stick or the pole. So it's not that difficult. He said you will learn how to do it, and you correct it this way. So that's how you draw these poles on the ship. I don't know, there is some specific name for these poles, but I don't really know how you call it, how they call it. You know, the sailors. Impressive. So you just press it hard, and then it turns out like that. So make it more visible with the help of a brush, like sharpening it. Then the nose, I mean the front of the ship. Unbelievable. Look at that. So now you see, that's what I was thinking before. And the location of them, with their direction, they point to one place. And after that, the people see it in some, you know, special way. It's almost like 3-dimension. That's how he does it. Yeah, like it has some. It's almost like it has 3-dimension in it, you know. Okay. You know, sometimes you don't even really need translation, I think. When he does it, it's just I'm trying to do some kind of story, you know, for everybody. Maybe it makes it better to understand. But then you just need to follow his brush and the way he does it, and basically you can learn. So now he just mixed the brown, red, pink, to make it warmer, to make warmer the wood, which, you know, the ship consists of. Okay. Man, you know, it looks so easy when he does it, but believe me, when you start doing it, it's 300 times more difficult than you can even imagine. I already tried it, and it's very difficult, you know, it's not that easy. It's when expert does it, looks easy. Okay, and now you do the what is it, some kind of, how they call it, some material. So the storm just began, and they decided to turn the direction of the ship. to the direction of the waves. So we want the front hit by the wave, but not the board. So they are trying probably to just turn it to the left or something, you know, they're just trying to swim to some different way. Yeah, it's almost like they're doing the left turn, right? Yeah, that's what he's trying to show us. So we see it's not only dark color, but we also need to put some bright colors, which shows us the light which comes to the ship. So here is the ship dock. What's the name? That's where. Of course, I didn't have this task to do the exact shape of the ship and historical, you know, truth, how it was built. So, yeah, he just made it up, I think, this ship. So it doesn't need to be the exact way it was built in 18,000. You know, so it's very old ship. And in this part, we will put some boats here. Very carefully, you need to point the source of light on these poles. You see where the lights come, and very carefully just do it, you know, with these tricks. So yeah, that's the source of light, and that's where he touches the poles, and gradually, slowly go to the ropes. So they call this rope stackylages. So there are many ropes that, you know, connects the whole ship, and you basically lead the ship with the help of these ropes. So just use very little amount of brush on the edge of this tool. You see, it's almost like it's getting alive. You know, if you think about it, soon we will see the sailors running there, you know, the captain and the whole group of them on the surface of the ship, you know. Very cool. So you used to see it white, you know, the clothes, the material, but in our case it should be kind of grayish, not white completely. Just unbelievable. You know, as an artist myself, I just can't believe that it looks so easy. Okay, that's these pieces of material, they help the ship to do the turns. Interesting. That's the very interesting moment when the same piece of material, of clothes, So some of the parts of it should look darker and some of them should look brighter, lighter. It depends where it locates, where it's located. I don't know, guys, I hope this translation is helping you. This white spot here, it's for anchor. It's the hole where anchor is. You know, the language he uses is pretty difficult, and you know, yeah. So here we form the details, you know, which make it look better. And then we do it sharper here. Yeah, that's where the light goes, you see? That's where he goes through this clothing. I mean, not clothing, but, you know, what is it like? I don't know, on the ship, what's the name of it? There are some specific names for that, for these pieces, you know. You see, it's so interesting. He just shows us where the light touches the ship. So he just uses very thin brushes. Wow. Do you see what I mean? I mean, recently it was a dead piece of canvas, and now it looks like it's just getting alive in front of our eyes. So he just wants to make it whiter, but I think that's what he's saying now. I think it was done in vain. He doesn't want to look at them so bright, so light. But I think it looks amazing. I mean, it looks just the way it should be. That's where the sun touches this, you know, the surface of the ship. Alexander Yuzakov, I think, is one of the most amazing artists. You know, I know him in person, and so these are the ropes. You see how particular he is in drawing even these small pieces. And the flag, Andreev's flag. So this is the Russian ship. Yeah, so there must be there must be a flag there, which shows that it's Russian ship. And every time he does these pieces, it's just so impressive. I always can't believe when you know, he starts it and how it looked in the beginning. Okay, now you still do ropes, and you try to draw multiple ropes. I mean, many of them. See, yeah. So that's the stairs. The ladders. So first drops and then so that's how I show it. Some of them are behind these pieces of material there, and some of them are in front. So that's what makes it what makes the ship real. Looks almost like it's real. Look at that. I don't know, guys, if for you it looks same amazing as to me. So you can put as many details as you want, but in most cases the amateurs also watch my art pieces, the way how I draw it. And I want them to learn how to do that. So for us, this kind of detailization, this kind of details on the ship, it's enough. But what Alexander's saying now is that we all need to go forward and to do our best. So you can sometimes a little bit help with your finger. Unbelievable. Sometimes I got distracted. And sometimes I go from ship to the water. And because I think that I'm a little bit tired from drawing the ship, and I go to some other pieces, to some other places on the painting. That's just so cool. When you watch videos like that, the only thing you have in mind, I think, is just to do the same thing, or try to do it. So now I'm trying to put some strokes here with a thin brush, and I don't put any paint on the brush now, but I'm just use whatever paint I have already on canvas. Yeah, and maybe I can even use some dissolvent on my brush. And here we see very little pieces of foam here. Yeah. So what he's saying is that he doesn't even use any oils anymore, any paints anymore. He just use it with empty brush. And he's just painting with empty brush now. Uses whatever he has already have on the canvas. It's just look damn real, the more he paints it, the more real it looks to me. I don't know, it's just a video. I wish I could see the whole piece, the real piece. But I'm sure it's same amazing as we see here. Maybe even better. Oh, you see, he already painted some people there. Yeah. Remember I told you in the beginning, one of the best artists. Thank you for your attention, and I hope you liked it. And you will repeat my steps, and you can see my other videos also. Goodbye and have a beautiful day. Thank you guys for watching this video, and like I say, I hope you liked it. But actually, for me, it's one of the most amazing pieces.